What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. So, Carl the Cobra Froch has exploded on Anthony Joshua. He said the following: Anthony Joshua has no real legacy and isn't an all-time great. These are the actual full quotes. Joshua doesn't need to retire, but I would say that AJ is past his best and on the slide. I don't know where his motivation is now. It can't be money. He says it is, but he's made a fortune. So when you've earned so much, how much do you need? AJ has had a fantastic career financially, but maybe it niggles him that he's probably got no real legacy. Wow. He's not in the Hall of Fame, unlike the Cobra. Not to have a dig at him, but you have to look at yourself as a fighter and ask, why am I in the game? Am I in the game to make a fortune? Of course I am, if I can do it and be one of the lucky ones. One of the few who get out of the game financially free with their health intact, and he's done that. But he's not going to go down as an all-time great with the fights he's had, losing to Ruiz and back-to-back fights with Usyk. What's he fighting for? He said money, but money is not motivation when you're fighting, trust me. You don't think about money when you walk into that ring. If you do, it's a bad attitude and you don't perform. You perform from wanting to be world champion and wanting to perform for yourself and fans to get a legacy, to be a Hall of Famer. You have to be in love with the sport. Now, I completely agree with 90% of what Froch has said here. What I will say is that, to be fair to AJ, Froch said, he's not in the Hall of Fame like the Cobra, like himself. But from what I understand, they don't put active fighters in the Hall of Fame anyway, do they? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they wait for you to... Floyd Mayweather only got inducted a few years ago. I'm pretty sure they wait for you to retire and then they kind of do it. So, I mean, I got to be real with you. There's a lot of people who... I mean, the old school guys, it's not even about winning and losing. It's about how you win and lose. That's how I feel. But I'm not a historian. I'm sure there's been a whole bunch of fighters who have had bad nights and lost and still ended up in the Hall of Fame. So that's not even... I'm not even sure that the Hall of Fame's not... What's the word? Objective. They kind of just pick and choose if your face fits. I can see AJ going in there for sure. There's a lot of fighters who don't deserve to be there. I believe the Hall of Fame should really be a Hall of Fame. People who really was getting it how they living. Now, I don't mean one bad night should exclude you, but AJ was broken by Ruiz. Yeah, he was never the same. That's not Hall of Fame. Now, that makes AJ human, not the rest of us, but you ain't Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame should be revered for dudes who didn't have no break in them. Yeah, we can't let every Tom... to be quite frank, I think early Floyd Mayweather is probably a Hall of Famer. The latter part, well, no, he weren't fighting... Floyd weren't fighting no one, man. He was fighting all the bums. So, I've got to be real here. The last half of Mayweather's career, there's nothing Hall of Fame about it. He fought Pacquiao 10 years late. He fought... Who else did he fight? I'm not even... Who did he fight? Okay, Canelo. He beat Canelo at 20 years old. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Floyd, but anyway, back to AJ. What's AJ done to make him a Hall of Famer? Who's he beat? What, Dillian White? Come on, people, stop it. Yeah? There's no one else. Come on, Joseph Parker, man. I think Parker's alright, but he ain't. These aren't Hall... And they weren't even Hall of Fame wins. When AJ beat Parker, it wasn't a Hall of Fame win. Who's AJ really beat? Okay, 50-year-old Klitschko. Yeah, that's what comes to mind. 10 years ago. 10 years ago, AJ beat 50-year-old Klitschko. Does that get you in the Hall of Fame? Now, to be fair to AJ, I've always given credit. He did want to fight the best. He did want to fight Wilder. He did want to fight Fury. He did fight Usyk. But again, being prepared... It's not like... Let's not forget as well. It wasn't like AJ was fighting for peanuts, people. I'd respect that. Well, YB. AJ fought Usyk and yeah, he got paid 30, 40, 50 million for that. So it's not, you can't get credit just for fighting someone when you're getting paid a load of money. You get credit for turning up and putting on a show. Did AJ turn, I mean, that Tottenham fight was shocking. That Tottenham fight is an advertisement of how not to defend your manner. 100%. You got punched up. AJ was almost knocked out in the last round, hanging on the ropes. He went out super sad. There was nothing Hall of Fame. In fact, there was nothing Hall of Fame about Ruiz too. There was no spite there. Bear in mind, we're talking about the heavyweight division. We're talking about men who are pumped full of testosterone. Yeah? This guy, AJ, is pumped. I'm not saying not natural. I'm saying natural or not, he pumped full of test. He wham. Yeah. So there's no more. AJ has no other. Well, there's nothing that's going to make AJ more of a man than what he's got in him already. If you can have all that testosterone flowing through your blood and pumping your muscles up, you can't tell me. You know what I mean? If you can't get gully, if you can't get stuck in with all that tea flowing through your blood, when do you get stuck in? Yeah, if there was any Hall of Fame in AJ and all of his test in his blood, he'd have stuck it on Usyk. At least in the rematch. Again, everyone can have a bad night. You can't have two bad nights. AJ let his hands go in one round in 24 rounds. In round 9, in the second fight, that's the only round I saw AJ half get busy. And he bottled it immediately after for the next 3 rounds and got his head boxed off some more. I actually think Usyk's the one who showed champion spirit. Usyk was the one who got punched up in round 9 and came back fighting against all odds. Let's not forget that. Usyk's a 220-pound man going in there with a 6'6", 250-pound behemoth. He the one, if anyone, has showed Hall of Fame quality. Usyk really had no business at heavyweight. And he went there and he smoked AJ. Usyk, for me, is Hall of Fame right now. He pressed in fury. He did duck Joe Joyce, but looking at how Joe dealt with Zhang, he probably would have popped Joe Joyce as well. I gotta be real with you people. He probably would have popped him. Yeah, with Joe's leaky defense, Usyk would have popped him straight in his chops again, like the first fight. So I can't even lie to you. Even though I do believe Usyk ducked Joyce, Usyk probably would have beat him on points. Gotta be real with you. So Usyk's the Hall of Famer here. At this point, I can't even call Tyson Fury a Hall of Famer. He nicked a fight against Vlad on points, and he's been ducking ever since. He beat Wilder, who beat no one. That's not Hall of Fame. So AJ has some good qualities. He does fight anyone. Sorry, he does get paid to fight anyone, but that's all he does. AJ will turn up, get paid, and do nothing in the fight. But that's not Hall of Fame quality. Look at James Toney. James Toney, yeah. He out here fighting at 60 years old for not big money. He loved to do it. You know what I mean? Listen, if AJ was making 10 grand, do you think AJ getting in the ring? No. Yeah? He don't love this game. And that's where I agree with Froch on. He hasn't loved the game. I've done videos on it in the past year or whatever. AJ was at the Oxford Union saying, the man said, what's your motivation to continue boxing? Money. Then he started waffling about crypto or something. It was proper cringe. It was cringe to hear. And then the other day, before the Franklin Muffin Top fight, he said, well, I don't really want to be here. Yeah, I'd rather be at home. And I thought, what are we doing here? You're about to get in people's pockets for $20. Although, to be fair to him, it's not his fault. Yeah, anyone who pays for an AJ pay-per-view, that's on you. We know now. For the first time, the second time, yeah, fair enough. Usyk 1, okay, there's a problem. Okay, Usyk 2, okay. The third time, if you paid for Franklin, that's got to be the last time. He can't get up for Muffin Top. He can't put it on Muffin Top. If you can't pull the trigger against Muffin Top, you got no hope. He ain't in love with the game. He ain't got no passion. He ain't got no fire. And he's finished. Bottom line. I have to agree with Froch. Froch says, well, he has no real legacy. What is AJ's legacy at this point? AJ's legacy is like a better version of Audley Harrison. That's how I feel. He got to a bigger level than Audley Harrison. Yeah, AJ was able to do what Fraudley couldn't. Take the fraud all the way to the top and make a whole bunch of money for not doing a lot. Yeah? He ran away from ruin. Let's not forget people. Okay, people say, well, he came back fighting against Vlad. Okay, that was his first adversity. But what did that do to him? It meant, when he found himself in a real fight against Ruiz, he didn't really want to know. He didn't want to know against Ruiz. He got put down in the first fight, and really he's just cacked his pants ever since. He ran in the rematch. He ran in the first fight. AJ didn't go out swinging against Ruiz. He went out sad. Looking like a deer in headlights. That's how he went out against Ruiz in the first fight. And then he ran from Mr. Blobby. He ran from a 300-pound Mr. Blobby in the rematch. And that's why I respect Jamel Charlo, because Jamel Charlo, he lost against Tony Harrison, and you could just see the spite in his hands. He wasn't thinking about his cardio. He was thinking about hurting the man. And Charlo smoked Harrison. And the same thing happened again when he fought the South American dude. There was a close fight in the first fight, Castaño. He had a close fight in the first fight. And then the second fight, he was vicious. And he handled his business. And we're talking about men at 154 pounds here. AJ's, again, if you're a 250 pound dude here, pumped full of tea, and you can't get vicious after Mr. Blobby punch you up. If you can't get vicious after 200 pound soaking wet Usyk punch you up in Tottenham. Yeah? In your own manner. AJ, don't be posting pictures with hood dudes. Yeah, you got punched up in Tottenham. Who are we lying to here? Yeah, it's no good posting pictures with Roadman and you get punched up in Tottenham. Yeah? You got punched up there on the ropes, going out super sad, and then you flew to Saudi and really didn't do much different. You was in there, the way AJ was boxing, Usyk, you'd think it was Mike Tyson. Scared to death he was. And then he gassed in round 9. Then he had one good round and gassed. It's like, what? Unbelievable. He hasn't got it in him. He's not a Hall of Famer. I'm trying to think, what has he showed that's Hall of Fame? Oh, well, he got hit with a big shot by Vlad and got up. That's what you're supposed. That's your job. Your job's to get up. Okay, and even if you count the Vlad fight, it's 6 years ago. What's he done since? Where's the Hall of Fame attitude from AJ in the last 6 years? There ain't none. There's none in there. I'm sorry, there ain't. Even the Pulev fight. Scared to death he was. Couldn't finish his dinner for 20 rounds. So yeah, salute to Froch. I mean, Froch loved to make it about himself. But I mean, I guess you could say Andre Ward punched Froch up as well though, couldn't you? If we're going to nitpick. But still, Froch came running forward into more shots. Do you know what I'm saying? Froch didn't get touched by Ward and then start turning into a dancer. He did come forward all night. He took the shots. And he got put down by Groves and got up and got stuck back in. And then smoked him a second time. So, the evidence is there for Froch. A gritty, hard guy. You don't necessarily have to be a gritty, hard guy to make the Hall of Fame. But you do when that was your thing. I don't believe any Hall of Famer can be a man who's been broken and ain't come back. Because we've seen men be down bad and come back. That's what makes it Hall of Fame. Otherwise, everyone can get in. You might as well throw me in there. Do you know whilst we're at it? Who can't get beat, be broken, and just carry on making money? Anyone could do what AJ doing. Turn up, go through the motions with muffin top, and make a whole bunch of money. Anyone could do that one. That's not Hall of Fame. And if I'm wrong, I'd love to hear examples. AJ fans out there. In the last 5 years, what has AJ done to be Hall of Fame? Oh, he's fought everyone. He's lost to everyone, bro. Yeah? I'm sorry, that Usyk fight was so winnable. If AJ had any Hall of Fame in him, it'd have done serious harm to Usyk, I believe. Proper harm to him. The blueprint was there. He just doesn't have it in him. He didn't want it. AJ wasn't prepared to go out on his back to get the W. He wasn't prepared to put hands on Usyk like Jamal Charlo was in both of his close fights. Or comeback fights. So anyway, yeah, I agree. In fact, never mind Froch. I've been the one saying this for months, long before Froch. Probably a year now. AJ should be retired. He's already checked out. All he's doing at this point is cashing out, like Barry Hearn said. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, and let off the bell 100%.